We as finance professionals, we need to embrace the change. For me, ethics is my most valuable asset. If it's ruined, I'm ruined. If you want to become a leader in finance industry, you need to become a strategic thinker. Navigating volatility requires a balanced approach of prudence and adaptability. Investment in humanity always pays off.
Hello, my name is Sergey Skiruk, and I'm Director of Partnerships for the MENA region at Andersen. I'm happy to welcome you to our new interview dedicated to crucial trends and perspectives in finance and economy with a special focus on Saudi Arabia. Joining us today is Dr. Tamer Alsayed, a renowned financial leader, Chief Financial Officer at FII Institute, and an Advisory Council member at the Association for Financial Professionals. Welcome, Dr. Tamer. To start with a bit of a background, your personal. How has your experience of working for the world-famous Big Four companies influenced your approach to financial management?
Well, Sergey, thank you for having me. To start with, my time as a Big Four was invaluable. It instilled in me a strict role of having a third eye at the back of your head. You always look for accurate reporting, internal control, strong and solid foundation in accounting and finance. What I value most and learned from working with the Big Four is the teamwork environment, teamwork collaboration, and always have the customer as your aim. You need to satisfy your customer. You need to satisfy your clients. But what I found more valuable for me personally is ethical act, to act with ethics. Whenever you are trying to make a decision, do it with an act of ethics. We follow the code of ethics as we always work with. You need to have it instilled in you. And that's what I carry on till this day.
That's a good point, but still, what would you call the major life and professional lessons you've learned over the years in the financial industry, just in general?
Oh, there has been many lessons I learned over the years, often the hard way. But if I had to list them down, let me start with numbers always tell a story, but they don't paint the whole picture. It's crucial to look beyond the financials and understand the underlying business metrics, drivers, market trends, and what's the competitive edge of our business. Second point is cash flow is the king. We always say cash flow is the king. You can have this beautiful balance sheet, impressive profits, and you don't know how to manage your cash flow, then you're in trouble. You will lose the opportunity to invest, even though the opportunity to save money, save cost. Third point, if you are looking at it from my perspective, relationship matter. You need to connect with your peers. You need to know how to explain financial complex data to non-financial people. For example, you need to connect with your customers, stakeholders, vendors, management peers, and other executives beyond the whole team. If I go through the fourth point, we as finance professionals, we need to embrace the change. You know, we live in this age of AI and technology, and the financial ecosystem is changing and evolving. If you hold let's say, if you hold back, you won't progress. If you don't promote your ideas and engage and embrace the change with technology, you will remain at the same level you are.
That's great. Do you have an IT project? Andersen will do everything to launch it as soon as possible. Strengthen your resources with our specialists. Hire a well-coordinated, dedicated team, or entrust the entire development process to us. Getting started is easy. Fill out the contact form to get a free consultation.
Now you're a professional with extensive experience and everything. Just, we were all young, right? So what is the best foundation for a young person's, impressive career in financial management? What could you give as a piece of advice for young generation?
Okay. So I've started 23 years ago. And let me tell you this. If you want to start a career in finance, You need to become a sponge, soak up everything, soak up the knowledge, read the industry publications, seek for a mentor, someone to take you under his wing, someone to lead the way, to help you and support you. After becoming a sponge and soak up the knowledge, you need to master the fundamentals. We all can jump through the latest trends in finance. You can just ask someone, what's happening in that place? What's happening with this company? What about that stock market? No, you need to master the foundation of finance. You need to have the basis for accounting, financial analysis, ease yourself with financial modeling, softwares and technology. You need to master those so you can understand the same time. Third point, networking. Again, networking. Never stop learning, so never stop networking. Always stay connected with your peers. Again, I said before, you need to have a mentor. It is a must to have a mentor. Start your career with a mentor, but select the right mindset who can help you clearly. Fourth point, you need to act with ethics. I've said it before, I always say it. For me, ethics is my most valuable asset. If it's ruined, I'm ruined. Okay?
And this is a very good point regarding the mentor. Do you mentor anyone currently?
Do.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I do.
But this is like a demanding thing, right? Like, or it's interesting. It's like transferring your knowledge, right?
I love it. You know, we have a say in Arabic, صدقة العلم نشره. So if you spread the word, the knowledge, you benefit at the end. I feel satisfied whenever I transfer the knowledge to someone. I always, let me tell you this, even though one accountant as part of my team has an issue, a trouble understanding the principle of, let's say, IFRS 16 or something similar. No, sit down, let's discuss, and we'll try a practical example until you get it, until you understand it. So it's mentoring is not only saying or telling the information. No, I'm making sure that he grasps the idea behind, then so he can explain it to somebody else.
That's actually gives me a direction to the next question. Let's talk about future, basically, or currently changing environment is so fast and rapid. What are the most important skills and quality that you think will be most important for financial leaders in the future, considering the current pace of the world?
Well, I learned this the hard way. If you want to become a leader in finance industry, you need to become a strategic thinker. You need to think of the big picture. Okay, so let's say you have the ability to see the whole picture. You will make an informed decision. It's not only about where do you stand right now. No, where are you aiming to become? Second of all, adaptability. You need to have the capacity to adjust to the changing market, follow up your industry publications. You need to have the adaptability to cope with the change in markets. Then, communication skills. It's worth nothing if you have the information and you don't know how to say it. You don't know how to explain it, again, to non-finance professional. If you don't click with your CEO, if you don't agree with your CEO on, let's say, the monthly performance report, the weekly dashboard, if he would not be able to understand what are you talking about, it's going to be a problem for you. Also, I want to speak about collaboration. We don't work in silos. We work as a team: finance, HR, operation, procurement, maintenance, marketing, and sales. I consider myself as a supporting division. Whenever I go to one of my colleagues or fellow director, fellow executives, I don't say, what do you want from me? I always say, how can I make your day? And I do say it. Sometimes when there is an argument or somewhere I can participate and add a value to a discussion, I always say, how can I make your day? Just follow this and you will become a leader in finance.
Interesting. And I mean, this role and this job actually takes quite a lot of time. And how's your work-life balance? I was wondering, like in general, is it realistic to achieve it in such a demanding field as finance in general?
Well, it's demanding but rewarding. Okay, at my early days of my career, I couldn't find the balance between work and life. I'm starting. I have this energy. I do days and nights, late hours at work, especially during high season like audit and annual internal control times, or even an inventory time. No, we need. The more you grow, you need to create the balance. You create the balance, and it's fine to set boundaries. It's fine to set boundaries and establish a clear boundaries between the work and your personal life time. Find your own, I call it me time. Find your own self-care. You need to switch off. Switch off, it means it's fine not to respond to emails. It's fine not to take calls after duty hours. You need to have something, I call it hobbies.
Yeah.
We were speaking offline about our own hobbies. I do workout, I do fishing, I do participate in Ironman and Spartan races. So those are my hobbies. It's fine to switch off and disconnect sometimes.
But there's no one in this world that can create these boundaries except for yourself, right?
You try to find it. It depends on you.
Yeah, you are doing that.
And believe me, the more you grow, the more you need your own self-care. And at the end, it's considered as one of your goals, long-term sustainability at a personal level. You need it.
What excites you most about the future of finance? Is there a particular issue that keeps you awake?
You'll be surprised if I tell you what excites me about the future of finance. What excites me about the future of finance is human. You expected me to say technology, right?
Exactly.
Okay. No, let me tell you why. Innovation like AI and blockchain are changing, transforming the financial industry or financial market. But still we have, or we need the human factor to interact, to elaborate, to feed the AI. It will not work by its own. You still need the human factor to participate. It's undeniable. It's changing on an impressive pace. But still, what excites me most about the future of finance is people. Now we have the power. I'm talking about finance leaders. We have the power to make an impact on humanity. How? If we integrate our knowledge with AI, if we embrace sustainability, let's say, again, we always speak about green investment. What is green investment? Green investment is investing in ESG, that you add a value to humanity. Whatever you do with ESG should have an impact on humanity. So there is a human factor and there is the technology. If you blend both of them, you have like a formula of success.
So basically, I'm sure now that you believe that AI will not substitute people and human
100%.
beings. Yeah.
It will improve our life, our performance, our efficiency.
What are some of the biggest challenges you foresee for the global economy in the coming years? And how can finance leaders prepare for them? I'm talking about the global thing.
Well, Sergey, honestly speaking, the global economy is at inflection point. We're facing a major challenges like financial leaders need to step up. We can't deny the climate change. We can't deny the geopolitical. I don't want to say crisis, but it's like it is a crisis. What's happening overall the world is a crisis. And we need to have those crises, not like just headlines in a newspaper. No, we need to have those as economic factors. You know what I mean is that we can't predict the future, but we can prepare for it. Okay, so the future is happening sadly with a lot of issues, and we need to step up as a financial leaders.
So over the course of your career, you have experienced periods of significant economic instability. What are the key lessons you have learned for learning financial strategy in volatile times?
Navigating volatility requires a balanced approach of prudent and adaptability. Let me tell you some of my own principles I found essential. First of all, scenario planning. We don't rely on a single forecast we need to develop like multiple scenarios, multiple economic outcomes, multiple potentials outcomes. You don't rely on a single scenario. Second point, stress testing. So let's say you have a plan. You have a business and financial plan. Stress testing is important. How we do stress testing? We have drivers that, let's say, combined from the revenue and the cost and the market. So you need to stress test what? The outputs. We can do different drivers. We can expect different outcomes. With those, we can have a solid plan that we can aim for, that we can focus on. Third point, we don't always aim for short-term profits. No. They are tempting sometimes, short-term profits, but again, we have an overall long-term objectives, which is sustainability of our organization. We need to focus on both of them, a blend of short-term profits and long-term sustainability goals.
And essentially trying to predict the possible outcomes in this or that scenario.
It is, you have the
so
scenario
one
plan.
scenario is not an option, basically.
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all, not at all. Multiple scenarios.
Multiple scenarios.
I'll tell you a story. One company I used to work for back in 2014, and I did 35 scenarios.
All right. That's impressive.
That's,
that's
a
quite
real
lot.
case scenario.
Yeah.
35 scenarios. Can you imagine?
Yeah. So in your opinion, what are the prospects for the development of the country's financial market in the coming years? How impressive are they?
Well, the future of Saudi Arabia is incredibly exciting. We're witnessing a period of unprecedented transformation under the vision of 2030, and the financial sector is at the heart of it. What I think most is we have a government that is highly committed to transform the financial market by creating a dynamic and internationally integrated financial ecosystem. We are seeing a significant reforms in areas like capital markets, fintech, and AI. Saudi Arabia has experienced a significant growth in foreign investment fund between the period from 2017 and 2022 of 337% increase in foreign investment in Saudi.
That's
Can you imagine?
impressive, yeah.
Moving on, Saudi has tech-savvy young population. Let me tell you a fact about Saudi population. Over 67% of Saudi population are under the age of 30. And the mobile phones penetrations is 95%. So it means we have a base of customers who have the ability and the will for more products in the financial industry. Let's say digitalization, blockchain. Third point, Saudi sits at crossroads between Asia and Europe. So they are aiming to attract 40 or 40 plus, if I recall, internationally financial institutions to move their headquarters to Riyadh by the year of 2030. So it's again under the vision of 2030. So can you imagine Saudi sitting at as the financial and logistic hub between the East and West? So it's a very attractive time we're seeing right now. The transformation is going on between day and night. You will find a change in the financial market.
Well, in your opinion, which sectors have the greatest potential for growth in Saudi Arabia?
Well, let me tell you this. Saudi Arabia is opening for business. And if I want to start, they are diversifying their portfolio. We are witnessing like the aim to exclude the dependence on oil to non-oil revenues. To start with technology, it's a no-brainer. Technology is the future. The transformation we're seeing right now is incredible growth in areas like fintech, e-commerce, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. The number of fintech startups in Saudi Arabia has increased by 20% in year 2023. And the investment in tech infrastructure reached like 15 billion US dollar in year 2023, with a 30% increase from the previous year. Second industry, tourism and entertainment. It's happening. and it has started years ago. Saudi Arabia is opening up to the world, and its rich culture and heritage and natural beauty is attracting tourists from all over the globe. The development of mega projects like Red Sea and NEOM will further fuel the growth in Saudi. The number of international tourists visiting Saudi Arabia has reached in 2023 18 million, up from 14 million in 2022. And if you imagine the revenue generated from tourism increased by 50% to 20 billion.
Just within 1 year?
Yep,
Wow.
20 billion US dollar in year 2023. Third industry is going to be renewable energy. As a global leader in oil production, Saudi Arabia is also making significant strides in renewable energy. Second industry I'm seeing that has is promising future in Saudi is renewable energy. As a global leader in oil production, Saudi Arabia is also making significant strides in renewable energy. We are witnessing the country that has the ambition with a big target for solar and wind power. Saudi Arabia aims to generate between 50 to 60% of its energy from renewable resources by 2030. You must read the Vision 2030.
Exactly.
It has a lot of targets.
Everything is under this
Targets.
umbrella. Yeah.
And it's undeniable they have the willpower, and inshallah they will be able to do it. And let me tell you, the investment in renewable energy projects exceeded 10 billion US dollar in year 2023. Moving on, what I can think of is healthcare. With a growing population and increasing life expectancy, the demand for healthcare services in Saudi Arabia is rising rapidly. We are seeing investment in hospitals, clinic, medical technology, making this sector with a long-term growth potentials. Saudi Arabia plans to build 100 new hospitals by 2030, adding like over 20,000 beds to the healthcare system, and the expenditure is projected, the healthcare expenditure is projected to set at 6.5% of Saudi GDP by 2025, which is up by 5% in 2020. Manufacturing, Saudi Arabia is looking to boost its industrial base and become a regional manufacturing hub. Again, the location. We can't forget or ignore the location. The forces in one sector like petrochemicals, mining, logistics, attracting both domestic and international investments. If you speak of industrial outputs, Saudi Arabia grew by 8%. The industrial outputs in Saudi grew by 8% in 2023, and the investment reached 20 billion US dollar in 2023.
To the manufacturing and industry.
You know how many jobs they have created?
No.
100,000.
Wow. Like, once again, within 1 year?
No, over a period.
Over a period.
But
okay.
at the time, by the end of 2023, they have created more than 100,000 jobs. These are just like a few examples I can think about, but again, the potential extends far beyond these sectors. The key takeaway from Saudi Arabia is that they are open for business and the opportunities for growth are significant.
You mentioned the logistics. This is one of the advantages. But what do you think are Saudi Arabia's other key economic advantages compared to other countries in this region? Because the region is quite diverse and
Well, Saudi Arabia has a unique set of combination of advantages. To start with, we can't ignore the vast resources. The second largest confirmed oil reserves in the world by 267 billion barrels. So we are talking about strategic location bridging east and west, located at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa, and serves as a critical hub for international trade and logistics. Third point, a young and growing tech-savvy population over 67% of Saudi population is under the age of 30. The government commitment to reduce dependence on oil, expanding the private sectors and increasing non-oil revenues. And let's don't forget the 337% increase in foreign direct investments. This powerful mix of advantages of Saudi Arabia sets it apart in the region.
And how do you assess the role of private sector in Saudi Arabia's economic reforms? How significant is its contribution?
Well, private sectors is absolutely essential for to reflecting the Saudi Vision 2030. Economic transformation, not just about government initiatives, it's about privatizing. What they can do with the economy is that they drive economic diversification, investing in new technology, new sectors, creating jobs and contributing to economic growth. If we speak of technology, fostering innovation, private sectors can foster innovation, develop new products, services, and technologies. Third point, improving productivity and efficiency by introducing new business practices and management techniques for the market. We can speak about creating a competitive marketplace. In private sectors, you need a competitive market space by driving innovation and providing consumers with a greater choice. One last point. I believe private sectors need to support startups. Startups is the beginning of success. And I believe it is the future to support startups. And most importantly, if it will have an impact on humanity again, sustainable goals. We need the creativity of private sectors, the agility and entrepreneurial spirits of the private sectors to truly bring Vision 2030 to life.
Just, we mentioned human beings and we mentioned technologies. Just wanted to ask you one thing. Don't you think that education as well plays a very important role in because we need somehow educate people to come up with the growing, technological pace and, all the development of this technology. What do you think about educational sector? Develop
the talent. Educational sectors is very important. And by the way, it's a very competitive landscape. And in the whole world, in the globe, it's a very competitive landscape. It depends on the quality of your tools, the quality of your outputs, the quality of your audience, and the quality of your training materials. I believe it is the future. Investment in humanity always pays off.
Which of the country's innovative projects and initiatives inspire you the most? You were mentioning a little bit about the mega projects, but still interesting to listen to your opinion.
Well, there are many. Believe me, there are many. But if I can think, I have two in my mind. NEOM. You can imagine a city being built from scratch as a global innovation hub, showcases the commitment of the Saudi Arabia to pushing technology's boundaries beyond what we can even imagine. Let me give you some facts. Investments. $500 billion invested in NEOM. Job creation, they have expectation to create 380,000 jobs by year 2030. And then there is the Red Sea project. It's a stunning example of sustainable tourism development that aims to redefine the luxury travel with preserving the natural beauty of the Red Sea coast. If you speak of facts, it covers like 28,000 square kilometers. Accommodation, they plan for like 50 luxury hotels with more than 8,000 hotel rooms and 1,000 residential apartments. Sustainability, the aim for 100% renewable energy, zero waste to landfill and zero carbon emission. Both are incredibly inspiring, and these projects demonstrate Saudi Arabia ambition, its commitment, its innovation, and its potential to become a global leader in 21st century.
Well, there is always room for improvement. Which initiative do you consider most important to maybe improve investment climate in the country? Are there any?
We need to double down on initiatives that streamlining the regulations. For example, continuing to simplify the process of starting up a business in Saudi, obtaining licenses, and navigating the legal hustle, legal frameworks. The easier it is for a business to operate, the more they will likely invest and work in Saudi. Transparency, access to data, providing clear, accessible information to our investors. They need to know the economic data, the regulation clearly, and the government policies that kind of build trust for our investors or global investors and have the confidence government system. So finally, speaking of, we need to support startups. I spoke about it before and I'm repeating my same point. We need to support startups, encourage research and development, and attract top talent. We need to attract top talent that will cement Saudi Arabia's position as a true global hub for investment and growth.
Right. And probably the last question, even a bit of personal from my side. What is the most important and essential financial advice in general you could give to everyone, to just average people?
Out of my heart. So, see, most people think about money the wrong way. They chase wealth, they chase being rich. Being rich is just a number that keeps changing with the time. What you should be aiming for is financial freedom. That's my financial advice. Freedom to pursue your passion, freedom to spend more time with your loved ones, freedom to not worry anymore about money, about your next payroll. My advice to you, save, budget, invest well, that you would not need to worry about money anymore. It is not a purely financial advice, but it's a life lesson I learned over the years.
Well, thank you for this insightful conversation, Dr. Tamer. It was really, really, really a big honor for me to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sergey. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Dear viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this interview. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and follow us for more engaging conversation with industry leaders.